Of a dozen women being asked the following question: do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no.
Because men are useless.
This headline from The Hill, it caught my eye. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
Young men have fallen faster than any demographic in America over the last 40 years.
It's a different world now. Like, we don't need men the way that they used to.
Nobody needs men!
The future is female.
Men and women are drifting further apart, and society is crumbling because of it.
A fascinating debate has broken out about the value of marriage.
You've kind of got the trad con versus red pill thing.
This men's rights crowd that sometimes just goes too far the other way.
You need to stop acting like grown boys and infants and actually become men.
Marriage is a bond, and it's a sacred bond.
It's a machine designed to extract resources from you.
Now many of the red-pilled have taken the position that it's bad for men to get married.
Hannah Pearl Davis, or just Pearly things.
One of the most controversial faces in all of the internet.
She goes on to say that marriage is a terrible deal for men.
Because if me and you were in a business contract, you would never sign a contract where I am paid to leave.
Gee, what could go wrong there?
74% or something of divorces are initiated by women. Men have everything to lose, primarily their own children.
Men get killed by the courts and by divorce laws.
I had no idea that courts of family law were courts of equity, not courts of law.
Because in family court, you don't need evidence to accuse someone of abuse. You need no evidence. When you guys say get married young, a lot of these men don't know what they're signing up for, and you're not going to be there when their entire life falls apart. I interview them on the other side.
I didn't meet my son until he was 15 months old.
How much did you spend trying to get him back?
On legal fees alone was about $200,000.
Before you know it, you're homeless. You're literally just thrown out onto the street.
We absolutely reinforce bad behavior from women.
Wives are taught to leave their husbands, and then daughters grow up without their fathers.
Family is the foundation of the society.
Every problem in society comes from single mother homes.
A lot of women will just chase this negative rabbit hole of happiness, endless happiness.
Feminism's biggest failures is it lies to women. We tell women to date as many guys as possible. We tell them to put off family into marriage.
You are allowed to leave your perfect husband. You are allowed to end a relationship with a really great boyfriend.
Oh, freeze your eggs, have an abortion. What? You're evil.
I don't think there's anything else in life that we actually ever go into preparing to fail. Right. Like, if you have the mentality of this is going to go wrong and be pessimistic, naturally the outcome is going to be that it's going to fail anyway. Yeah. It's self-sabotage. And that's the thing, like, women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
This myth that we live in an age of male privilege. Where's my male privilege?
They think, well, men have all the rights. They have all the power.
Privileged patriarchal system that we have.
Why doesn't our society care about men's rights?
I have no friends, no wife, and no social life.
Men are alone in this situation. Men are homeless. Men are thinking about eating guns.
I've seen so many men on the brink of suicide, and they didn't do anything wrong.
How are you equal if the men are the ones that have to fight and die to defend the country? The men are the ones that build and maintain all the infrastructure.
Women are helplessly dependent upon men.
The so-called deaths of despair from suicide, overdose, or alcohol, 3 times higher among men than among women.
Culture is telling men, you are no good.
You got to get your act together.
I think men have failed themselves.
What kind of a man are you? What kind of a woman are you going to attract?
If men are in trouble, so are women.
Everybody knows this is a huge problem, but nobody wants to admit it.
Every single woman at the table said they wanted a man.
500K,
500K, 300K,
200K.
Am I crazy?
Everything is really set up against you to fail as a man.
If men make less than women, women don't want to marry them.
So you know who wants more economically and emotionally viable men? Women.
I don't want to be an independent woman anymore.
I don't want to be a strong, independent woman.
I'm over it.
When is it going to be my turn?
Where are we meeting the men that don't stop?
I can't keep having these same conversations.
The only simp here is you, Pearl. You simp for men.
I think you simp for women.
She's a provocateur. She says stupid stuff, but Pearl is right about this.
It's already happening. It's just not out in the open yet.
Now it's just hookup culture is going to be our fairy tale ending because men don't want a wife and women can't find a husband. The future, if everybody follows your path, is there is no future.
We go into population decline, and our economy goes into decline.
Civilization will crumble.
The American story does not end well. This is an existential crisis, failing young men.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily here on the Audacity Network. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know you could bring your time, attention, and resources anywhere, and for some reason you decide to give it to me, so thank you so much. If you guys want to donate to the divorce documentary, we're actually almost to $40,000. We need $5,000 more and we'll hit 40. The goal is to raise $100,000 for this documentary. So I want to thank Anonymous for a $25 donation yesterday. So I appreciate it. So today we're talking about the T app. Now, I was actually very excited about this T app because I felt like it was a very good business opportunity for me. So for those of you that don't know, the T app is an app that was made by basically this guy trying to protect his mom. That's always how feminism starts. This guy, his mom was getting ghosted. She was banging criminals, I guess. And so this guy said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make an app where she can do background checks on guys, essentially. So what it offers is you can look up the guy by name, phone number, and women write basically reviews on men, which is kind of funny. I mean, it's kind of crazy, actually. But when I heard about this app, I thought, why don't I offer a service where I could write good reviews for men or bad, depending on what you want, you know. But anyways, it's come crashing down. So women complain about the modern dating market and how unsafe it is. They talk about guys ghosting, sleeping with multiple women at the same time, lying about how much money they make and not being consistent. It's funny how they complain when it is their fault that dating is how it is in the first place. Men were perfectly fine with knocking on a woman's front door, asking her father to take her on a date. Men were fine with courting a woman, and men were fine with waiting for sex until marriage. But women called all of that patriarchy and dismantled the entire dynamic with feminism. Now we are left with the dumpster fire that is modern day dating. 80% of women want 20% or less of men, and those men have a ton of options. Of course, women hate when things don't go their way or when they have to take an L, so they do whatever it takes to shame men into not doing the things they used to be able to get away with when they were young and hot. The latest tactic is the T app. T is an app where women can share stories of men that they've gone on dates with and whether they are green flags or red flags. And the purpose of the T app is to keep women safe when it comes to dating. But women don't it's like we argue, we're like, keep us safe, right? So if we really cared about safety, why are we flying to Dubai by ourselves to get pooped on by billionaires? Do you know what I mean? So the purpose of the T app is to keep women safe when it comes to dating, but many men are upset about the fact it's a place where women can share a man's name, pictures, also phone number, and say disparaging things about them without the ability to defend themselves. Well, there have been places like Are We Dating the Same Guy on Facebook? This is the ultimate form of that because it's anonymous. This app is the #1 downloaded app on the App Store with thousands of women signing up. This virtual woman-only app lets you anonymously spill tea on men. It could actually make dating harder, relationship experts say. Women across social media are buzzing about Tea, an anonymous dating safety app where they spill the tea, typically gossip, secrets, and juicy information on the men that they're dating. But the app has gone viral for all the wrong reasons. Tea was founded in November of 2022 by a software engineer, Sean Cook, to help women feel more protected. He was inspired by his mom's bad experiences with online dating. By the way, it's always the mother because mothers raise simps, right? And it was actually a guy who voted for women to have the vote because he was guilted also by his mother. Connecting with a catfish and even a criminal, he wrote on LinkedIn. This women-only platform became available for download in 2023 with features like a criminal background check and reverse image search. And it's currently the #1 lifestyle app with 4 million users and a 4.7 out of 5 star rating. Okay. The app requires a user to verify that they are women to be able to use it. So many women were required to upload their driver's license and other sensitive information to sign up to ensure they were women. A couple of days ago, the creators and owners of the T app put out a press release that said the app was hacked and over 72,000 photos and other sensitive information has been leaked online. Okay, so Hackers have breached the T app, which recently went viral as a place for women to talk safely about men. And tens of thousands of women's selfies and photos IDs have now been seemingly leaked online. A spokesperson confirmed the hack Friday afternoon, and a company estimates that 72,000, including 13,000 verification photos and images of government IDs, were accessed. T is designed to function as a virtual whisper network for women, allowing them to upload photos of men and search for them by name. Users can leave comments describing specific men as a red flag or a green flag and share other information about them. It's recently gained such popularity that it became the top free app in the App Store that week. The app claimed Thursday to have recently gained nearly 1 million signups. Signing up for T requires users to take selfies, which the app says are deleted after review to prove they are women. All users who get accepted are promised to be anonymous outside of their usernames that they choose. Taking screenshots of what's in the app is also blocked. The hacker accessed a database from more than 2 years ago. The T spokesperson added that the data was originally stored in compliance law enforcement requirements to cyberbullying prevention. Okay. So the response from women is kind of funny because they have no problem sharing public information about men, but when their public information gets leaked, they get upset, or their information gets leaked, they get upset. So let's talk about the T app on today's show. I want you to call in and tell me what you think of the app. Is it a good idea? Do you think women are using it for what it was meant for? And why do you think that men haven't come up with a similar app for women? Like, imagine if there was body count app, you know, where you could verify you slept with her. We could start keeping track. Eric says, I wonder how the authorities will treat the app if any of the women use it to report a SADV. Will the cops come to knock on your door to cuff you on the basis of an anonymous app that you can't even access? Okay, another one is Sorveria. So his mom was getting rammed by Chads. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, something funny that happened. I'm going to show this. So I guess let's look at the TikToks of the women talking about the T app and see what women are saying.
This T app shit is lame as fuck to me for a lot of different reasons.
And you can see, so she's more attractive. Now, the thing is, what I've noticed is that the women that are better looking, and I checked out some of the Are We Dating the Same Guy groups. And oh my God, it makes such good content. I don't want to get kicked out, but sometimes I want to do a show with some of the stories. But I like to look for like patterns in these groups. And what I've noticed is the better looking the woman, the less crash out there is. Like, it's like the ugly women that are like, oh, he was the worst, da 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 da. Where the hot women are like, yeah, it didn't work out. It's too bad. Sigh.
Someone has to fucking say it. Now, I understand the app was fully intended to expose like predators, abusers, you know, people of that nature. And for that, fully support it. But what y'all have turned it into is something completely different. For one, you bitches are letting other bitches talk you out of exploring, pursuing, dating, whatever, seeing these men. And you're doing this based off of their experiences.
The other thing they don't talk about is a guy treats women differently based on how attractive and likable they are. He might not want something serious with the 4, but the 7, he might want something serious with. And that's why beautiful women tend to have less trauma, in my experience, because they're not really used to being pumped and dumped. That's the mids. Beautiful women, they don't get pumped and dumped like that. I mean, most men, at the very least, are going to want a long-term situationship with them.
You literally could be blocking your own blessings. Like, I fully believe that people change for who they want to change for, right? And I can wholeheartedly say that not every man that I've talked to, dated, whatever, has received the same version of me. It hasn't been a consistent version of me. They get different versions of me based off of how comfortable or how vulnerable I can be with them. Man 1 could say I'm a fucking liar, right? Man 2 could say I'm the most honest, truthful, straightforward person. And they both could be valid. I could have not really seen shit going anywhere with him and played him, or not wanted to be as honest. And I could have liked this one over here and been more intentional. why would I assume that a man doesn't do the same thing? Then what happened to taking L's in peace? Like, apparently y'all are getting on this app and saying how a man dogged you the fuck out. I would be damned before I get up here in front of strangers and list in detail how a man did me dirty. What happened to just taking your L, chalking it up to the game, learning from it, and moving on? Like, bitch, go call your homegirl if you can't take it to the grave, like the rest of us do. Like, what happened to being prideful? And mind you, we've all been in situations where our judgment was clouded or we were a little foolish for a man, whatever the case is. I'm not saying that I haven't, but I'm not about to tell.
Yeah, and you don't, like, if the roles were reversed and we had every annoying bad thing that we ever did in a file about us, that'd be pretty embarrassing. I think women would have worse files than men. It'd be like, she took off her makeup and I didn't recognize her.
Y'all how I was, and I'm definitely not exposing it so that the next man can think that he can run game on me and think that I'm fucking green. Like, if the roles were reversed and men were doing this, we would be calling them bitches.
And oh my gosh, there would be protests. Women will guard their reputation with their life.
Saying they're gossiping and that they're fucking losers. What makes it any
like, imagine if there was an app called Body Count.
Different. Like, girl, come on. Then you have women exposing men's secrets or lying on them or trying to ruin their reputation. It's just like, it's not that fucking serious ever. It's never that serious over a man. There's too many in the world to do all that over. Like, stand the fuck up. And I don't know, maybe because I just treat dating so casually, like, it just, if it's not meant to work out, it's not meant to work out, and it is what it is. Like, you live, you learn, you move on. Like, whatever's done in the dark is always going to come to light. So, granted, the app might be valid in saying, like, oh, this man is a manipulator, and he might be a manipulator across the board, or he might be unfaithful across the board, regardless of what person he's with. I don't know. I just feel like I'd rather find it out for myself. Could the app have saved time? Yes. But at the same time...
Yeah, but it also can... Like, you're letting threes... Like, women that, like... Okay. If someone told me they had a bad experience with someone I was dating, right? And I looked at them and they were, like, overweight or old or ugly, I'd be like, well, yeah, of course you're going to have a bad experience. You look like that. I've worked way too hard in the gym to have the same experience that you have. I have worked way too hard for this bullshit. It's kind of like when guys say they've had bad experiences with women and they don't, treat them right. It's like you look at the difference in looks level to some of the guys that say they don't know what they're talking about. And women are great. It's like, yeah, you see the difference. Unfortunately, women treat chads different. Men treat hot women different. Men are much more nicer and forgiving and aren't as judgmental, to be fair. It's not really the same, but sometimes I use metaphors in both.
Like I said, I'm not the same person that I am with every person. So I owe every man that I am interested in, the opportunity to be his best self with me. And if he's not, then cool. It's whatever. It's what it is.
But see, she's pretty. So pretty women will just hop on to the next. Like, pretty women have choice, and people act different when they can replace you. They're less insecure, they're less crazy. But when women have no other choice and it's going to be a year before you meet someone on the same caliber, it's like, yeah.
The T app needs to be canceled like today. We need to start a petition. Something needs to go on because...
So she's a mid, but it seems like she's happy with her choices. She's a young mid. Young mids are okay.
This T app is getting out of control. So basically, this lady was talking to this single father and he was posted on a T app. 5 other girls was under the post saying that they talked to him too. And
the other thing that I've seen on these apps is women will say like talking to or dating, but they've barely dated the guy. And they almost feel entitled to his time in the early stages of dating. Even though a lot of women date multiple men at the same time, men also date multiple women. And it's just, you know.
And she went ahead and asked him about it. He basically said, like, I don't got time for all of this. I raised my child, and that's that. So she sent her homeboy to go confront him. He ended up through the house and unalived the little girl, which was a 3-year-old. I heard a story time about it. It was a 3-year-old, and it was also him ending up injured. At first, the T app was for a good cause. It was just an app to enlighten women on abusers, rapists, who's doing, like, you know, stuff that needs to be talked about, STDs, stuff like that. But now y'all using a T app as a T page, like just being messy as fuck. Oh, who fucking with this nigga? Who, like, that shit is so childish. If you secure with yourself, you shouldn't even have to do all of this about no nigga. I just want to go ahead and.
All right, let's see who's next. Yeah, see, these are the prettier women.
Women are anonymously spilling the tea on men they dated on a new viral app, which has just been hacked after gaining a huge influx of new users.
Ryan in Newport Beach, here's his review. Dated him for 2 years to find out when he went on his work trip, he was actually going on his honeymoon.
Upon opening tea, users can see photos of local men along with their names. They can leave red flags or green flags, as well as comments, including about negative date experiences or even vouching for them as a friend. The app also lets users run background checks, search for criminal histories, and even reverse image search to check if a man is catfishing.
I just found out the guy I've been seeing has a whole girlfriend. Like, he's in a relationship of 5 years, and I'm not the only other girl he's talking to.
While the company says their mission is to keep women safe, they've also faced backlash from men who...
I want to say something funny. So I joined a bunch of different cities in Are We Dating the Same Guy? Because I wanted to see, there's a guy I know, I wanted to see if he was on it, because I just know he's always had a lot of women. And with the numbers that he runs through, I'm like, you run through so many women. There's no way you're not in these pages. And I looked at him in like 5 different cities. Ghost, nothing, nada. And I'll just say a good friend of mine who's actually a very good person and I would say is not that way. I would say he's pretty respectful to the women he dates in general, ends up on the page. And I'm like, how?
They fear being misrepresented or doxxed on the platform.
I had a female friend of mine go undercover on the T app, and I found that there were some women talking about me. They were clearly just upset. They felt that they got slighted. Is there anything we could do about this? This is defamation. This is entirely untrue.
T promises anonymity to its users, but on Friday morning, it confirmed to NBC News that 72,000 photos were accessed without authorization, including 13,000 account verification photos that were supposed to be kept private. Now it's possible that some of those identifying images are being leaked online. Online spaces for women to talk about men they've dated are not new. You may have heard of the Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook groups, which have received their own share of controversy and have even faced lawsuits, which were later dismissed. But some on the app are now saying they feel the app is geared more toward gossip than safety concerns, and that can lead to cyberbullying, especially since the women are supposed to be anonymous while the men remain public. As of now, it's still the #1 app on the Apple App Store.
Yup. Yeah, one of these days, maybe I'll do Are We Dating the Same Guy for a show, and I'll show you guys some of them are funny. Oh my gosh. Some of them are like, oh, I talked to him, I dated him. Some guys get like good reviews. So like girls will say that if a guy has herpes or something, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. I'm pretty sure you can't say that.
Y'all are literally showing us why we needed this app in the first place. Yeah, some people are making it messy. Some people are making a mockery out of it. But this app was created for women's safety. You know how many women would have been happy if they could have got a warning before talking to a man? Like, how much time have we wasted? And how much time could we have prevented from being wasted if we had this app sooner? And then y'all wonder why we always complain about men and always say how men ruin everything. Men like to take over everything. Like, y'all prove it every single time. So because y'all got triggered now all of our information is at risk of being exposed.
Like, if it was the other way around, though, we would not like that. We would freak out, too. It's like an invasion of privacy. You don't want it to be searchable, that all your friends, family, and whatever can see how you date. All right, stop roasting this shirt. You guys don't... I guess you guys don't like the puffiness, huh? I thought it was cute. I guess you guys don't feel the same. I thought it was like, ooh, like a show time. You know, I felt like I'm in show business. I'm going to wear fashion pieces. And then as soon as I do, you guys are roasting me in the comments. Roasting me. I'm like, all right. Hold on. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see what these women. But you see, that was the least. The last woman was probably the least attractive, and she was the one saying the T app should exist. So she's ugly. So let's see what she says.
App, if you didn't hear, please delete it immediately, girls. It is not safe. People at Fortune app have unfortunately leaked a lot of people's photos and addresses, even making a map doxing where some of the T users are living. This is breaking news and happened yesterday. The T app was using an insecure server, kind of like the people at Fortune posting innocent people's information online. But the servers were weak. People started hacking them and getting information like photos, addresses, of course, all the information that was given to T, which could be really dangerous if given into the wrong hands. It seems like another thing that was ruined by a man. As this app was made to protect us, the guy who runs it made the app because his mom had a hard time dating growing up, and he just wanted to make things a little easier on women. Perhaps he didn't have to make the server that easy to hack, but a beautiful thought process nonetheless. I'm coming on here today to let everyone know to delete their T app ASAP. I know a lot of people on this app that follow me and engage in my videos are a part of it.
And I had such a good business model going. I was so ready to write whatever. All right. Yeah, see, that last girl was ugly. Do you see the difference? She's not full ugly, but she's kind of ugly.
All of the women on the T app have just been doxxed, and it is available for everyone to see. Whoever leaked the data also made a searchable map pinpointing each and every last user. Mind you, these are exact locations, so people can find out where you live, work, etc. Mind you, if you did not know, the T app is used only by women to warn.
Okay, they're saying it wasn't a hack; it was not encrypted in public.
Women about men that they have had bad experiences with, or just to find out if someone's cheating, or just T in the name. And there are some men saying that the woman deserved it because of the things that they would talk about in the app, but no one deserves to have their privacy taken and exposed like that. And these men don't realize how dangerous this situation really is. These women have had their IDs and locations leaked to public access, making them more vulnerable for things like human trafficking. But if you are one of the women that has been doxxed, I recommend that you screenshot everything for when you report it to the police. And if you don't have any security, invest in some. I have hope for nothing but the best, and thank you for watching the.
All right, who's next? And then I saw, I'm going to pull something up off of Twitter in a second.
Okay, I just woke up from my slumber. But you guys, what are we doing about the T app leak? Like, this is not okay. I see a lot of content about like, oh, like people can search for you and yada yada. Like, there's no advice about how do we get it off of the internet.
Too late. Too late. It's just you're cooked.
How is the T team responding? Have they responded? I don't know. It's a little concerning. So if anyone knows how to like actually do something about it instead of being like, you're all in danger and like stoking the flame, please let me know.
Yeah, see the mids. I mean, that's the thing. The women with no choice, they're like at the end of it. Could you take down my screen for a second? Because I'm going to look up something on X. Just make sure it's down and then we can go. Now I saw a screenshot of like the men versus the women on the app. And I just thought it was hilarious. Here we go. So here we go. We have, these were the men posted on the T app versus the women posted on the T app. So these are the men. Okay. Obviously all pretty stereotypical, good looking men. Like we got some abs in there. And so what happens is women that are attractive, right? Like they get the attention of, let's say this, these are, let's just say the top men. So attractive women get the attention of one top man and then he ghosts and she says, F it, I'll just go for this other top man here. And it's not too big of a deal. But the ugly women are angry that they're, being treated like ugly women are in the dating market. And so here you got the unattractive, the mids. And then, so then they just get angry. So if you want to take it down for a second, because I want to pull up one more tweet. Someone DM me. And that's what women tend to crash out when they can't get the attention of alphas anymore. So some women, that's like 25 because they get fat. Some women, it's 35. Some women, it's 40. I mean, some women can still that's why women love Kim Kardashian, because she could still get the attention of high level men because, she looks kind of weird, but she could still get the attention of them. So that's like how do you put it? Like the dream in a way. Where is this? But let me look up T. Oh no, I think I was texted this. And so, but what you see them really crash out, it's when they can no longer get the attention of high level men anymore. Here we go. This is the tweet I was looking for. Okay, so Wade says, I processed and analyzed 3,885 female government IDs from the T app hack. I calculated the aggregated demographic stats, age, height, BMI, and state distribution. Most users are from Republican states. The most recently issued license was on December of 2023. Okay, so it looks like the highest. Oh, look, Illinois, my state. Texas and Illinois seem to be some of the highest. North Carolina, looks like you got a lot of bitter women out there. Florida, California is pretty high. The age distribution, the mean and the median are 38 and 37. So it looks like, oh, dang it. It looks like all right, so the 38 or 37-year-old women. The height and weight distribution, looks like most of the women are average height. Let's see the weight. Got a lot of 120, but also on the license. So he calculated their BMIs, and it looks like the majority are in optimum range. So the average woman on this is saying that she's, at least on her license, it says an optimum is a healthy weight, but old. So that seems to be which kind of makes sense, because you'd probably crash out if you're like good, in shape, but you used to not get past, but now you're getting past. It's an L. I'm not American. Might post some more stats later, but there's some interesting tidbits. There's at least 4 Department of Defense IDs. At least 12 men tried to sign up. The IDs only go back as February 2024. T very likely stopped requiring ID verification since. The state distribution, but with post-2024 post-election data, note that the licenses stop at February 2024. California stands out. Height versus weight scatter plot. Okay. Of course, the DMV is not pulling out scales. So he says to add a couple of pounds to the average. They're probably 20 pounds overweight. The top 10 states: North Carolina, California number 2, Texas 3, South Carolina 4, Illinois 5, Colorado 6, Nevada 7, Washington 8, Virginia 9, Arizona 10. The age versus BMI scatter plot. So it looks like the age of the women versus, I guess they're getting fatter the older they get. It's kind of classic. I think the only thing these charts tell us is that most women lie about their weight because there's no way the average is 120 to 130. This seems sus, but how does North Carolina have as many users as California and Texas combined? Okay, so that's what we got going on the dating app. So I want you guys to call in if you can. Please, when you call in, a couple ground rules. Please stay on topic. If you call in and you don't know the topic, I'm going to next you. If you call in and you're not prepared to talk, I'm going to have to next you. Please turn off the YouTube in the background. And when you get on, I'd like to keep it to about 2 minutes. And if you're saying something interesting, we'll egg you on. We'll go back and forth a little bit. You don't have to be nervous or anything. Anybody can call in. The link is in the YouTube chat, so it's going to be pinned. It's a Zoom link. So when you go in on Zoom, make sure you test your video and your audio going in. You can do that in the waiting room. And then you will stay in the waiting room until you come on. Please pay attention to the Zoom, because oftentimes you guys are playing the video in the background, and the Zoom, it shows you right away if you get let in. So just, if you're watching still, just make sure you're checking every little bit to just make sure that if we bring you up, you're ready, prepared. Right now, we don't require cameras. At some point, we might. So enjoy this while it lasts. But that's pretty much the gist. Charles says they were exposing the men's privacy. Also, if you were posted on a Are We Dating the Same Guy or on the T app, feel free to call in and tell the story. I love personal stories. The more personal the stories, the better, because it's really easy to say something general like women are ruining society, like that's easy. It's kind of boring. I've done it, whatever. But what's interesting is when you guys call in and say, this happened to me, I think this because of this. That's really interesting. That makes the show better. And the more we can stay on track with that, the better show we can all make. So, so we got Doug MPA on the line.
Yeah, this is a subject for me, man. Okay, here's the thing. Women can't take L's, man. They just can't. They can't. And here's the thing, guys. It takes work to be able to be a guy on the T app. Unless you're like a Tyrone or like a Nug Nug or like a Gavin the Starving Musician. But for most guys, you have to work your way to be able to ghost women, see a bunch of women at the same time. And the toxic dating behavior that 35-year-old men and above practice, where did we learn it all from? We learned it from women when they were young. Guys, we've had to take L. Part of the journey of a man is taking L's. And if you respond to any kind of situation where a woman ghosts you or doesn't like you or whatever in any other way besides moving on, you're called a creep. You're seen as a threat. So we just move on. But women cannot. A lot of these women, the party is over and they're pissed off and they hate when men play the game that they can't play or they play it better than them. All the T app is look, feminism is mental, emotional, physical, monetary socialism. Okay, for feminism, women with feminism, they want men's money, time, emotional, all of it. And the T app is just older women trying to control what men are doing. They want to be able to control whether you can see multiple women, whether they want closure, all this crap. It's just women have to learn how to take L's. And guys, the only response to this is just don't be involved. Just don't. This pisses me off because I got not in the T app, but like one of these groups. And I told the story before where I just ghosted this girl. Look, the date went well, but I ghosted her. And then all of a sudden I found myself in one of these groups. And I see this type of stuff and it just pisses me off, man. Women, and once again, like you said in the monologue, women created this.
And the other thing too is that we're taking ugly women's opinions. I mean, come on, like Doug MPA, are you proud of every girl you've smashed? Like no guy is.
Of course not.
Yeah, yeah. So men treat women differently, and the same way we treat men differently based on how much we like them. One guy could say that girl was a great girl. She was so nice. And another guy she dated is going to say she was an asshole or whatever. Men, it's the same thing. I mean, there's girls that, he might say he doesn't want anything serious, but that's with her. And now you're getting her opinion when you're in a different league,
What's the saddest part about this Pearly Pearl is I dated surgeons, lawyers. I dated a CEO of a startup that became successful, women. And these women will not approach a man. They won't do it. They just won't. These women will try to conquer the corporate world, be defense lawyers and defend celebrities and all this stuff, but they won't approach a man. Women won't approach men, but then want to critique and ruin how men approach women. So now we're just gonna stare at each other. It's just like, you ever try to take, guys, if any of you are dumb enough to have female friends still, sit down with her and say, hey, how do I approach a woman, and listen to her stupid advice. You just be confident, bro. Just be confident. Women feel entitled to speak on something that they're never gonna do. And that's what this T app is. It's like you could go on a date with a girl and she's never approached a woman. She's never had to approach anybody. All she's doing is used to being approached, and she's going to critique how you approach her. It's insane. Now we're just going to stare at each other. You see the T app, but then you're going to see more men don't approach. Men are cowards nowadays. Because of the T app. Are you serious? I'm telling you, these women, they're speaking out of both sides of their mouth. You can't be strong and independent, but then you can't take an L.
I know. Chad is undefeated. Girls don't mind sharing. I think that, though, the thing is, if girls have it, girls like to go on a date and think he might be a Chad, but women don't want it thrown in their face. And so when you have a T app of like a database of these guys, I'm hesitant to think it's going to resolve in like more dates. What do you think, Doug MPI? Do you think when men get posted that they'll get more attention after, like from women, or do you think it'll ruin stuff for them?
I think it'll take some time. Did the producer put the Zoom link in the chat? I don't see it.
I don't think so, but I can pin it now.
Let me
Here, I pinned it.
Cool. Wait, is that clickable? No. I gotta repost it because it's not an actual link, and I have no idea. Give me 1 second, you guys. I want to, because no one's called in yet. I'm like, what the heck happened? It's because
I was like, no, there's too many people. We'll have callers today.
Yeah.
If you guys got posted, please call in. That's great. Those are great stories. I mean, maybe not for you, but it makes it a good show. And that's the...
Okay, pin that, please.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think there's going to be initial paranoia.
Okay.
But then there's going to be a whole lot of lonely nights. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I wonder if it'll work, because part of me is like, maybe it'll work better. Like, when men on a first date, they're like, yup, I'm toxic. I'm going to manipulate you and I'm going to cheat on you. And the women are like, tee-hee, at least you're honest. Like, you've seen clips like that. So I wonder if it'll be like that. Well, at least I know. I don't have to wonder.
The stuff just pisses me off, man. Like, women know not what they do, and they don't know what they ask for. It's like the male birth control pill. Could you imagine if there was a male birth control pill and men would control access to marriage and if kids were born? Women know not what they ask for. And it's just, man, it just pisses me off. I just get upset. Once again, it's going to be one big staring contest.
I know.
I think for the next, cuffing season is right around September and October. But until then, it's going to be, because remember, guys, women are always going to look for a man to bring home for Thanksgiving and for Christmas and for New Year's. So I think that there's going to be initial paranoia from August, September, and maybe October, but they're going to come knocking to try and find a guy to bring to Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's.
Has anyone in the chat or no? Has anyone called in?
Oh, yeah, there is now.
I knew it.
Okay, guys, make sure to like this sheet if you haven't already. Subscribe. We're on our way to 3 million. Keep hitting that super chat button. All donations go to the divorce documentary. Thank you for being here in the YouTube chat, all the regulars and all the new people. And thank you for being in the Audacity chat, Joel, Valencia, Brad, M. Always good to see you guys. And let's let in, I've never seen this person before. We're going to stop dropping out, you guys. Okay. This is not Sean. This is not Sean Observations. This is Sean with the Eeyore.
Okay.
I think that's always a good call. So I'm going to let him out. Sean, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Good. So were you in one of the apps or the groups? Did you get posted?
I got posted when I was spending some time actually in New York on that. Do you guys remember that old Facebook group? Are we dating the same guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is just the next evolution of that, if that makes sense.
And did it help or hurt you, in your opinion?
I think it helped, to be honest, because like people were actually commenting that like, oh, he's actually a good guy and things like that. Now, granted, I did step out from time to time. I just didn't get caught. But in general, I would say it probably helps, because if people are looking to seeing if there's something about you, that probably means like you're actually desired, if that makes sense. Like, no one's going to match with people who are unattractive to begin with. So it really is just going to be a lot of good looking guys on those types of sites. So that's the way I kind of see it. If other people are asking about you, it actually is almost like a status booster, right?
Okay. Oh, I have a second now. Okay. So I had this discussion with two of my longest female friends that I've known for like a long time, right? And they're like, well, trying to make me understand why this is a thing and why a guy would get posted on there. If you get posted on there and you don't get any comments or anything, it's a compliment. It's like, wait a minute though, like you're violating someone's privacy. And like, and here's hold on a second. We're not over the fact that if a man is in there, he's presumed to be guilty until proven innocent. We're not past that yet.
Yeah, but he's not talking about morality, Doug. He's just saying, like, for him, it was helpful. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, like, it gives you clout, if anything else, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but girls don't really care about guys' privacy. They care about their own privacy. So you remember that, you guys remember that Canadian-based dating app that was called, but it was in the US too. It was like AshleyMadison.com.
Yeah.
And it was basically everyone in there were cheaters. The girls didn't give a shit that the guys were cheating on their wives. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so how is this any different? Do we think like female dating has evolved since then? And they dumped the data and they still didn't care. There was like a town in Canada where it was like half the guys that were married were basically on that website and the girls did not care. So I don't see how this is somehow different.
It's not about the girls though. What if your coworkers at work see you in that thing and ask you, hey, what are you doing in this app? I've heard that I've heard guys that have had that happen to them. Then you're on the back foot.
Not really, right?
Yes, you are.
It's like a guy saying, I saw a girl at work on this porn site. Then, the response to that is, oh, you're watching porn. You understand what I'm saying? So if girls are on that website saying, oh, I heard you were on there, that's an admission of guilt that they're actually like dating guys who might be cheating or things like that. So I think they're not actually going to bring it up. I think girls are too scared to do that.
No, they will. I've seen it happen. I know guys whose coworkers or their boss is like, hey, why are you on this app? And and it's completely inappropriate. And then these guys are forced to have to, well, they don't have to, but it's like, what do you do? Not explain yourself? If you don't explain yourself, people are definitely going to assume the worst.
Oh,
I know guys this has happened to.
Doug MP, I think he's just talking about his experience, though. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
No, I was going to say, like, in general, like, I think it gives you clout. Like, you know, if more people are commenting on you, if people are actually looking you up, it almost means like you're worth looking up, if that makes sense. Like, if a girl's going out with a guy who's not attractive, she's not even looking up if this guy, oh, is he married? Is he possibly cheating? Things like that. They're not going to care. You know, understand what I'm saying? Like, especially if it's like one of these transactional type relationships where a girl's going for a guy with money, she's not going to care. So, like, if anything, it just means you're more attractive. That's how I've always kind of taken it.
Okay.
There's a super chat from MP, a $20 super chat. So how do you think it's going to affect dating? Do you think it's going to change anything, or what's your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, I would say guys are going to start probably taking down a lot of their social media because of that. Just because, like, especially if they're married, right? Just because they don't want girls posting, like, figuring out their pictures. Because right now, like, especially with a lot of this AI technology that's out there, you can take, let's say, Pearl's picture or Doug or anyone's picture, run it through it, and it's going to crawl throughout all the internet and find any image that matches to you from your high school pictures or anything like that that's out there. So that's how a lot of girls are getting these pictures. It's not just stuff that they're taking. They're, like, trying to do this investigative search of you. So I think it's going to make a lot more guys even less social media available than they are now. Like, if you look at a lot of guys' Instagrams, they really don't post pictures of themselves. So I think you're just going to have less guys post pictures of themselves publicly. That's how I think it's going to.
I think that this is going to be one of the final death knells for online dating, like the dating profiles. I mean, you know, Bumble and a bunch of these other online dating sites are on their, they're running on fumes right now. I mean, Tinder put a height filter on there. And I mean, come on now. I think this is just this is another way to exacerbate and put in overdrive the death of online dating sites.
That, and I think guys are going to start in their dating profiles. I think they're just going to lie about their name. So it's harder to find them.
I agree.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Cool. Well, thanks for calling in. Call in anytime, okay?
Absolutely. Thanks,
Good
guys.
to talk to you, buddy. Have a good one. All right. Let's let up. Dutch is next. Dutch, you there?
Hey, what's up, Doug?
How's it going, buddy?
Hey,
Good.
Dutch, how's it going?
Good.
Are
Can
you
hear me?
Dutch or do you go Dutch?
I'm just going by Dutch for now. I'm flying Dutchman in chat.
Oh, cool.
Oh, hey, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, nothing much. Just enjoying the day. Thank you for having me.
So, have you been on a page like that? Were you on the T app? How do you think it's going to affect dating? Feel free to answer one or any of those questions. Go ahead.
Well, personal life experience, I haven't been on an app like that, but I've experienced something similar to that, false allegations, what have you. But my whole view on the app itself, I think that it gives women an ability to look somebody up in a way that's easier, but you can already access this information. So it doesn't really do anything women can't do already.
Well, I think it gives us more information because you can interact directly with women who've like dated him or say they have, you know, so you can probably get more personal information of the guy, you know, like if it's a girl
like
that
more
he used
intimate
to,
details.
Yeah, that's what I'm, you know.
That's the thing. Like, if somebody wants to say something, my issue with the app is it's anonymous.
Yeah.
So sure, you could say all this stuff, but you don't know who's saying it.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yep. And it's just another aspect of the core of public opinion, man. And here's the thing. The worst part about it is most of these women cape for other women, but all of you women know someone crazy and vindictive. You all have those couple of friends who would do something crazy.
Well, and half the time they've done it to us. Like
exactly.
Yeah. Steve M said, everyone be nice if Pearl wants to look like a pirate. More power to her. All right. I'm going to wear this. I'm going to wear this top again just to spite you guys. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. All right. How do you think it's going to affect dating?
Dating, the women, I'm happy this app exists, because then the women that I don't want particularly won't be in my as an opportunity. They'll probably avoid me, and I don't have to meet them in real life. It's kind of a win-win, really, because I wouldn't want a woman who is like a digital stalker.
Yeah, cool. Doug MP, you got any other questions for him?
Yeah, I think this is going to get a lot better once the initial paranoia wears off. Like I said a little bit ago, I think women are going to stay away from guys for the next couple of months. But, I mean, everything is going to go back to normal. It's just a matter of when.
Butterski says, enjoying the content. Thanks, Pearl and friends. James, Pearl look like a pirate. I think it's more like a Chiquita banana lady. All right. Also hit the like button for Doug, a great hype man.
I like that shirt.
Thank you. God forbid I wear a fashion piece. It's like
it makes you want to sing that. Get on the boat, the banana boat. I like it. I think you made a good choice.
I asked my sister, actually, I'll show this up. So I do think it's the uglier women, because I asked my sister, I texted her and I said, do you know what the T app is? She's like, what's that? And I said, could you ask a few of your friends? And by the way, she's like 20, 21, and like her and her friends. And she said, both of my friends have no idea what the T app is. And I said, young and not ruined yet.
Yeah. Yep.
Full of life.
This is for old broads. These are for women where the party is over. They've smashed headlong into the wall at 130 miles an hour.
Except for the top 50. You see this?
Yeah.
It's funny. They rated a guy in the top 50.
I saw that.
Look at these beauties, All
right, Dutch, we're going to move on to the next caller. Call in anytime, okay?
All right. Thank you, guys. You're awesome.
All right. Guys, we have 989 people in here, so make sure to smash that like button. Thank you for all the super chats.
47 should be higher. This is bullshit. This girl's beautiful. Why are you 47? You're prettier than this one. What the hell?
Next up, we have our good friend Eric. Give it a second. He's coming in a second.
Also hit the like button, guys. We're so close to 1,000 viewers. Let's break 1,000 today. Pearl, you should wear a pirate, an eye patch with the really? It's like, you guys, I looked homeless the other day on stream because I came from the gym. And you guys didn't even roast me then, but I try to look a little classy. It's like you guys, now it's roast. Yep.
Or the other day, you were sunburned, all red. They didn't say anything about that either.
Yeah, Doug MP, you didn't have to add that.
Oh yeah. Hey, you know what? I like the yellow top. I'm a yellow top advocate. I'll die on that hill with you. I think you should wear it.
This is why I keep you around.
Eric, what's going on, buddy? Eric going once. Eric going twice. He's probably listening to the YouTube. I'm going to put you back, and I'll come back to you later. Next up, we have Sean. Sean, you're on mute. Sean?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. I have a story like no other, if you want to hear it.
I'd love to hear it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Pearl, I'll go as quickly as I can. I don't want to waste your time. So I'm a guy who's extremely red-pilled. I'm doing very well in my career.
Okay.
Used to date a lot, used to smash a lot, whatever. So I met this girl. First time I hung out with her, she came over to my place. We did the thing. It was that type of thing. And, 3 months later, she says, "I love you." And I didn't say it back because, she's a single mom with a couple kids. I didn't see a future, and I'm just an honest guy. And she said, "I really want you to meet my kids." And I said, "I'm never going to meet your kids. I don't want to traumatize your kids like that." Mm-hmm. And she went on this, this site, this thread. Are we dating the same guy? And I blew up on there. I had 3 different threads at the same time of just women in the past that just were shitting on me. And I've never done anything bad, but it was more like, I know that guy. He tried to friend request me, and I used to work with him, and just really small things like that. He's been on dating sites forever. But I want to tell you this: my ex-girlfriend, I didn't even ask her to do this, but she went on this thread, on my thread, and posted a photo of us, beautiful photo by the lake, and said, "Hey, I dated this guy for 6 months. He's a great guy." And they deleted her post and banned her.
No way.
No,
So
it
she
gets
said
better.
something nice about. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, it gets way better. So I actually now have a stalker, a woman that I've never met before in my entire life, has gone ahead and reached out to all of my female colleagues on LinkedIn. And this woman has taken the time to find out if they belong to the thread. So she's taking the time to go through hundreds of contacts to find out if they know me. And one of my friends reached out and said, "Hey, this random woman reached out and said, oh, you should watch out for this guy, Sean, he's a really bad guy." And it's just gotten out of control. I no longer have access to any dating apps. I've been banned on all of them. And for me, I'm not surprised that I'm on the threads because I'm not a normie. So for me, it was just kind of a confidence booster. They should be talking about me. But yeah, that's kind of my experience. It's been ridiculous.
So would you say it negatively impacted your dating life for you?
Well, I've been banned. I can't date anymore. So I'm trying to find different ways to actually meet people in person because I'm cooked as far as mass dating like I did in the past,
That's crazy. So who was the stalker? Did you actually date her or you never met her?
No, never met her in person. It's probably a woman that was on the thread and was I don't know, I guess she became infatuated with me. I don't know. I mean, I had a female friend show me the 3 different threads at the same time with my picture all over. It was I kind of felt violated, honestly, because I do have a career that, I have a lot to lose.
Yeah.
I was trying to say to the last guy, even if the women don't care, it's the people that aren't dating you that can get involved. You have to explain yourself for something that isn't even true.
I know. It's and even when my ex-girlfriend who lived with me for 6 months is on there and shares a beautiful photo, it's these women want toxicity. They don't want the truth. They're this is a hate Sean session. Please leave if you have anything positive to say about him. So yeah, I'm cooked on dating sites, but honestly, it's kind of refreshing to get away from it.
Wow. How did they ban you off all the sites? It was just even Plenty of Fish, Match.com, or just
Plenty of Whales.
Yeah. So for me, Pearl, I only did Hinge and Bumble because those seem I would never go on Tinder because I'm very STD conscious. That's just my experience. And so, yeah, in fact, 3 months ago, I went on a date, beautiful date. We ended up going to a swing set. So that tells you it was a great date. And then the next morning I wake up, your account has been permanently banned. And it's press this button to appeal. And I did that. And I just wrote 2 sentences. I was I have no idea what I did. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything shady. And as soon as I hit enter, I get an email back 1 second later from Hinge. And it says, your response was carefully reviewed by a member of our team. Yeah, right. It was automated.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. AI, Betty. You got an AI response.
Yeah, basically what happened was male was in the algorithm. It was a male being banned. So it was automatically oh, we don't need to review this. You know what I mean?
We should do a dating show for the guys that get banned off these apps. You could do call in.
Hey, please keep in touch.
I was thinking I'd be a great Giselle.
That's
but not the illegal stuff. Not the illegal. Go ahead. Sorry, what?
That's quite the achievement, getting banned off of Bumble and Hinge, man. You should kind of be proud of that.
And I'll be honest, man, I have never done anything wrong other than I'm like truly red pilled. I also listen to Mr. Lucario a lot. So when I go on dates, it's like, it's my way or the highway. It's like, you're on my program or you're not. And I think a lot of women are just kind of like shocked by that. They expect someone to kind of simp for them and take 100%. Them out to dinner. I don't do that.
So Pearl and I always go back and forth because she's like, Doug MPA, why don't you just sit there and just listen to these broads just to get laid? And I keep saying, Pearl, you have no idea how hard it is sitting across the table from these women and just listening to them talk. It's so awful. You're supposed to sit there and just clap like a seal and agree with everything these women say.
And to that point, bro, I just want to make one really quick point, Pearl. It's a lot of these normies, they think like getting a girlfriend or getting a baddie solves all problems. No, you still have to deal with that person. She's probably not that intellectual. You're not going to have an interesting conversation. So guys need to get real. And the last thing I'll say is women aren't competing for other women who are trying to, potentially date me. They're competing for my silence.
Yeah,
that's like the most underrated thing is I have a very non-chaotic, tranquil life. And so I'm not just going to let anyone join that.
Someone asked, have you tried Google Voice number 2 to get around the ban?
Yes, doesn't work. It'll let you in to the dating app, but within 24 hours, you'll get the same lame ass message. You've been permanently banned. You need a new device. And for me, it's like, the girls that are on these dating sites, if I saw them in public, would I approach them? Probably not. So I don't know what to do, Pearl, in the future. Matchmaker, that's what Kevin Samuels would advise, but I don't know. I'm cooked.
I mean, how old are you?
36.
What state?
Oregon.
I do not.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know any hoes.
Portland?
Sorry, I don't know any women in Oregon. I was like, I know.
Are you in the Portland area?
Yes, I am.
Bro, you're cooked, man.
I know.
I was like, if you said a couple other
I'm from Western
states.
Washington, man.
There we go.
Cooked, bro. You need to move to Texas.
Yeah, I used to live in Houston. I didn't like it, but if things don't work out in the Pacific Northwest in the next year, I got to move out. I got to start a family. I got to get things going. But this area is bad. This area is like your topic tonight. This is the focus, I think, is in this area.
Got it.
Awful.
All right.
That and the homeless people.
Yeah.
Word.
Thanks for calling in. Call it anytime, okay?
Of course. Huge fan. Take care.
Have a good one. Some great calls as of late, guys. Honestly, this has been good calls. Go ahead.
I think I got to do the intro. You know how I gave all the things to call in? I think that makes it better when I say that in the beginning.
Yeah. Your calls make this a lot more fun. So keep calling in. We really appreciate it. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. We're on our way to 3 million. Thanks for all the super chats. I think Eric is good to go. So we're going to bring up Eric because I know he's going to have a lot to say about this. Eric, what's up, man?
Eric, how's it going? Are you on Are We Dating the Same Guy or the T app?
Uh-oh. Eric's probably listening to the YouTube stream.
All right.
Eric, I'm going to have to put you back in the waiting room. I'll come back in a little bit. All right. Next up, we have our good friend, Brad. Brad is coming up. Always good to hear from him. Ladies, you can call in too. Do you use the T app? Do you know of any women that utilize the T app to vet men?
Set your Tinder passport mode to Thailand, Vietnam, get a real passport. You'll be floored by how many real women want a normal guy. For now, just don't bring her back.
Yeah. Brad, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man. It's funny. This I shouldn't be surprised, and to some degree, I think maybe people shouldn't either. But this T app may be relatively new, compared to the rest of the internet. It's been out there for a while. But for goodness sakes, we've had other similar review type platforms. And how reliable have they really been? And how much damage do they have the potential to cause? I mean, I was in business for over 20 years. And I was subject to, one bad review out of thousands of customers for somebody that was just vindictive or had a bone to pick on, like Verizon's website or Angie's List or something like that. And even if you went back and tried to dispute it, I mean, the damage is done. People would go to look up your business and see what the reviews were. Oh, I'm not going to call that guy. Look at that. Look what that lady said.
It's always a woman, right?
Yeah, it's a woman, and the interesting thing is, I got along just great with women. I was in the business, in a in-home service business for over 40 years, and so I literally had like half-hour to 1.5 hour direct contact with both stay-at-home moms, and in some cases, the job would take place in an office environment. So I dealt with both professional at-work women and at homemakers. And there was plenty of opportunity to interchange conversations about daily events, things that they were interested in, that they just wanted to talk about, or something that I happened to see in the news and I wanted to see what they thought. And so, a lot of these attitudes, they don't surprise me. It's amazing how candid people will be when they're relaxed and they're comfortable with you. So I just, when you have this situation, what gets me is that you could go on a date. It doesn't even necessarily have to be Tinder or any of the online apps. Just go on a date and you got somebody reviewing you anonymously and saying things about you that you don't even necessarily know is out there.
They can say anything.
Yeah, well, that's it. And look at. I hope it's not okay to say the word Amazon on here, but just go and look up reviews on a product. I was looking for a coffee pot a few years ago, and I wanted to make sure I got one that had like the number 4 cone filter because I like the way the coffee extracts. But anyway, the point is, I was trying to find one, and when I would find one, I'd look at, Amazon would say, "Oh, check out these reviews." So I'd look at it. And people would say the most stupid things. Oh, it's not a good coffee pot because the coffee doesn't get hot enough on the warmer. And then you get just as many people would contradict it and say it keeps the coffee too hot.
And I really got to reiterate, men treat ugly women worse. So it's like, if you're I had a guy friend in London and he always had like a 3 to 5 girl rotation. And every girlfriend I met of his always knew about it. And he was like a big, he was pretty successful in London. And the girls at the top, they'd love him, but the girls at the bottom, they're pissed. He rolls in once a month and doesn't talk to them till next month. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Well, that's okay. I mean, but there have been studies that have actually been done that say that if you're considered attractive by the people in the region that you live in, you do have a tendency to be able to get along with people better. They're more willing to accept you, even if you're maybe starting to step on some of the social norms where, if you were not as attractive looking, people would object more. And I think it's possible, when people get the fugly treatment that they rage back. So, and they also start interpreting things as, well, it's because, this wasn't successful or I didn't get what I wanted because you think I'm ugly. And then they're mad and they want to post a review based on that. So there's no vetting.
It's vindictiveness.
Yeah. And Doug, how do we vet these posts? We don't, right? People just say whatever they think. They can put anything they want up there. And there's nobody fact checking behind it. There's no Snopes.
Well, the only thing that we have is time. I told you. So this one woman I know, she was on Facebook dating, and she matched with this guy who's good looking. She's black, and she matched with this good looking black dude who was a male nurse, and he was a travel nurse. Mm-hmm. And she was talking to him, and then they started talking on the phone and stuff. And the second time they talked, he's like, "Look, I'm a travel nurse. I'm staying in a hotel. There's a restaurant downstairs, and hotel. Let's get dinner, and then you can come up to my hotel and stay the night.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no, I can't believe you asked me that, blah, 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 blah. So then she calls me and is like, this guy, he had the nerve to think that I would just come to his hotel and then eat dinner and then stay the night with him. How could he think that? I said, he said that to you because it works.
Yep.
He knows your type. You're in your 40s. You're single. You're a single mom. Like,
you should have told her to go. What else is she doing?
I did tell her to go. I told her to go. I said, what are you gonna do? Spend another Friday night
I'm like,
watching Scandal for the 15th time?
It's like, I mean, he's probably gonna smash and pass, but there's also a chance he might like you. You might as well try.
But here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Even if he smashes up and passes, what else are you doing? You're not doing anything else. And if you keep it to yourself, who cares?
Well,
I'm above that. No, you're not. I said this to her face. I said, you should have went, because now you're sitting here. It was another Friday night of you eating, getting dinner by yourself, freaking watching Scandal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was never really a player, but I knew people. I had friends that were. And it kind of reminds me of what people say about, why do these phone scammers call? They have to know that nobody's going to pick up the phone, nobody's going to answer. It only takes that one, and it makes it all worthwhile. So it's the same thing with the players. I mean, they don't mind getting turned down or being told off or being raged at, because sooner or later they're going to get some low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, somebody's going to do it.
Yeah, that's what Pearl keeps saying. Oh, and Pearl, before I get off the line, your dress looks fine. I think it doesn't flatter you to have to be sitting wearing it. Oh. It's got so much nice body to it at the top that you're kind of scrunching it up when you sit. But if you were standing up where you could get the full effect, then I don't think anybody would say anything to you.
Thank you. I roll with the punches. I was just like, all right, guys, you can roast. I mean, we roast women on this channel, so I know I'm not above it.
Well, in all fairness, I spent 8 hours in sections listening to the update on that snafu that happened with Brian on his channel. And I got to tell you, you got nothing to reproach yourself for. That's for darn sure.
Wait, what happened with Brian and his channel?
Well, he had a girl on a while back that was supposed to be debating with shoot, why am I getting tongue-tied on names? Wilson.
Okay, yeah, debating Wilson. Okay.
Yeah, not Tate, but same first name, Andrew. And she kept getting triggered every few minutes into it, and she kept saying, "I can't take this. You're not treating me right," and getting up and threatening to walk off.
Sued him. Yeah, that girl.
Why do women expect
So
to
she's
be
suing
treated
him.
right?
Crash out Carly.
It's like,
That's it. I didn't know how much you're allowed to talk
none of these women, none of them, when they
platforms.
When platforms are mean to me, they never say, why aren't you treating Pearl right? But they somehow expect when they go on these shows to be treated right. Like, why are you in media? Like, media's a bloodbath, okay? This is the game. If I go on someone else's show, it's always a calculated risk. I didn't know that in the beginning, but you learn it and you either accept it or you move on. But you can't go on these shows and expect. Yeah, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I will tell you one thing too about that. That at one point, we're the same issues that we have to have here, concerns about potentially being demonetized because we didn't use the YouTube dictionary. And at one point, Brian just said, "The hell with it." People kept forgetting to use the correct terms, corn and some of the others.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody's so concerned about potentially offending or triggering somebody. How do you preventatively not offend somebody when you don't know what everything is that everybody could be offended by?
But
So,
think about it, is with YouTube has guidelines that generally you can follow.
Okay.
So maybe the audience, because here's the thing, offending the audience, no problem, but offending YouTube, no.
Yeah,
that's
then you're
story.
unemployed. So
Well, he pushed it.
Brother,
and he said they might continue
Brother,
to do
fine
so.
is not a compliment for a woman. Pearl, try a selfie Leslie site for a better designer dress. Discounts are often including on sales item.
Yeah.
All right. I just did not know this was going to be the topic of the show. These are all the super.
stepped into
but you know
it.
what? If you
You
guys are
stepped
paying
into
to
it, Pearl.
roast me, I'm going to wear something uglier next time.
No, but I tell you what, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but you were a volleyball player, right? Professionally, even.
Yeah.
Am I right? Is that it? Yeah. You have an athletic look to you.
Thank
So I don't think anybody would object if you came, like in a jersey or something and a pair of shorts with.
Sometimes I do, if I come from the gym, it is what it is. I'd rather.
It's a good look.
When I do my nutrition show, because I'm going to do a show and talk about everything I know about nutrition. One of the things is like, would you rather look good and be fat? Or would you rather be dressed down and be attractive? I would, sometimes you got to screw the makeup and the nice clothes and just get to it is what it is.
Well, yeah. That's also,
you got to try
it. Just so women are so big now that they don't understand that you don't have to put all that effort into you if you have a small waist. You really don't. Like women that are dressed down, but they're in shape are so much better than big women in designer clothes and stuff. It's just like, I'm black, so it's like
these dresses are really cute. I'm looking at that website, to be fair.
So we've got you looking at alternative dress.
I'm like,
for the show.
These are cute.
Okay, all right. Well, you've said it, and it's been said. Women are delusional when it comes to what they think as far as assessing their own looks. This self-assessment. That particular panel was really cool. They did a AI thing to see what everybody would look like 10, 20, 30 years later. And you should have seen, they put it up and they showed the pictures of the people on the panel. You should have heard what they said before they saw the pictures and then what the reaction was to it afterwards. They all thought they were.
I don't even want to see what I'm going to look like 20 years from now.
It was pretty damn funny.
I don't need that type of negativity today.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I just did
when AI first became a thing, and they had that. No, it wasn't even that. They had the de-aging filter on TikTok and on Instagram. But
the
they
de-aging.
had to get rid of it because so many women were getting upset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just did 60 push-ups with feet on the nightstand while listening to the show and doing other things. You can get fit too.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll let somebody else talk.
All right. Thanks for calling in. Calling anytime.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
Ooh.
See, the challenge I've had with dresses, guys, is that I'm so tall. And all of the dresses for tall people are like grandma. And one day I will be a grandma, but that day is not today. So, that's the challenge I get with a lot of these sites is everything's too short. But okay.
We can let the only other person on the line is Gabe, so we're gonna let him in for a little bit. So. You guys keep smashing that like button. We are at, let me see. We are at 479 likes with 933 people in here. Keep smashing that like button. Gabe, you're on mute. Gabe.
Hello, Doug.
How's it going, buddy?
Good.
So what's your thoughts on the topic? What do you think this is going to do to dating? And do you know anybody or have you been on one of those sites?
That's a very interesting question. I was originally going to rant and rave about how horrible this T app is, but I would say it's hilarious, honestly. I'm predicting that it's going to end up turning into a big shit show, especially if it got hacked and all that. I'm predicting that there's probably going to be a class action defamation lawsuit similar to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. But I'm predicting that if that does happen, I think the T app is going to get a favorable decision personally. As for any, I don't know how new this app is, or maybe I think you guys said it earlier, but I wouldn't be surprised if I know somebody who's on there. I myself probably, I do not get lucky ever, but I would not be surprised if I'd probably been doxxed on a few occasions. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm almost tempted to even ask my younger sister, hey, can you do some investigating for me, maybe? I'm just saying. But other than that, honestly, I'm almost glad I gave up dating apps a while back. But even real life can be just as complicated. I have been real life ghosted, basically, recently. So
you just got to move out of California, man.
This is funny. Yeah, here
I tell everyone I know in Washington, Oregon, and California, move.
Well, and Gabe, are you in the gym now? Yeah. Have you been working on that?
I actually did go there today. Actually rushed home to come on here. So even on days where I may be getting under 10,000 steps, I've been trying to keep track of whatever, the math, which I'm very bad at math. So I try to, I think
it tracks it on your phone. Gabe, if you have an iPhone, it tracks it on your phone for you. It's close enough.
Oh, no, I do. No, okay. I do. I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android, but I've been more or less, give or take, rounding about 70,000 this week. But great. I mean, weight loss is very slow for me. I mean, I did before back in 2015, and I was losing, but it was very slow. So, I mean, I'm still going to be pretty tubby for a while. But
I'm just going to sum it up for you, man. Lose the weight, move out of California, and you'll be good to go.
Cool.
Because I have one last thing I'd like to say to the guy that founded the app, Sean Cook. Congratulations on being on the wrong side of history. And that's basically a nice way of saying basically fuck you to him. So that's all I have to say for now. Thank you.
Cool. Right, thanks for calling in.
That is everybody.
So what are your final thoughts as Doug MPA, the stone cold player, to get put in these Facebook group?
I'm telling you, man, here's the thing. Women can't be strong and independent, but they need a safe place from dating. Women made these rules. One of my favorite sayings, the 20th century is women rewriting the social rules to American society, and the 21st century is men responding. Women don't like how men are responding to the rules they set. They want men to respond how they want them to respond. Guys, you don't owe women anything. Women have told us for 60 years women don't owe men their time, their bodies, any of it, their affection, any of it. And if you feel like it's owed to you, you're a creep, you're a loser, all this stuff. The same thing, guys, you don't owe these women anything. And that's what they're trying to do. This T-app is another way of sign language, shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. They want to try to control how men are navigating the dating market when they're the ones who wanted this in the first place. Like you said in the monologue, Pearl, men were perfectly fine with going up to the house and knocking on the door and shaking hands with your dad and saying, "Can I take Pearl out on a date?" Men were perfectly fine with courting a woman. Men were perfectly fine with waiting for sex until marriage. But women called that patriarchy. Now that they've created this mess and they're pissed. And most of these women are between the ages of 33 and 38.
Yeah, don't let fat women ruin your peace is my final thought.
100%.
A lot of these women, they're getting ghosted. And it's not because it's so many women are 20 pounds away from happiness. No, I'm serious. Because 20 pounds, men too, to be honest, a lot of you guys, it's 20 pounds is such a big difference in the marketplace. And you can do it in 6 months. Your whole life could be different. But instead of getting on the treadmill Instead, look, and I could say this firsthand. I used to be kind of chubby, and I'm telling you, it changes your life. But instead of getting on the treadmill, they get on tea, and they ruin it for everybody that's in shape.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Ladies, the 7 women listening to this, it has never been easier to be attractive to men. All you have to do is have a single digit dress size. When the average woman's dress size in the United States is like a 14 to a 16 now, I think.
I used to be a 14. I did.
Insane.
I know. And I'm 6 foot, so that's even fatter on like a 5'5" girl. Oh my God. But I was fat, to be fair. And it's just like, all you got to do is get in the gym or take Ozempic.
Yeah.
What's funny? It took me so long to like lose the weight that I would actually tell women that if you don't want to put in like 2 or 3 years, just to buy Ozempic.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Once there's a generic version of Ozempic, it's over. It's over.
Yeah. And
everyone's going to be taking it.
Yeah. I mean, they'll still find a way to be fat, but it's like with when they stapled the stomach, they'll still find a way. We love food.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But yeah, so, my final thoughts are, these are a lot of old fat women that have aged out and they're crashing out because they used to be able to get the attention of high level men. Because what's the worst part? I want to say something as someone that lost weight. When you're 20, so you go through all this work to lose the weight, but even a chubby 20-year-old gets probably more attention than an in-shape 30-year-old. I don't write these rules. I'm just telling you what they are. So you go through all this work just to be at the same, if not less, as you were 10 years ago. But to be fair, all these women got the attention at 20, even if they were chubby, but then they age out because men will take a chubby-year-old 20 chick, but they will not take a 30-year-old chubby chick. Or if they will, they have no other choice. There's like a gun to their head. They basically have to if they want a child. So these women, they're upset. Pretty women aren't really on these apps because they just, if you get pumped and dumped as a hot chick, there's like 10 other guys willing to take you that have 6-packs. It's not, it just is what it is. So don't let the fat women ruin your peace. And most of these stories are exaggerated. Downright false. But I don't see this getting better. I do think this is going to get worse, and women do get, and bitter women will just find other ways to do this. So what do you think, Doug MPA?
I would say the only beautiful women that are on dating apps are usually ones that are caught up in this. They don't have a lot of time, and they're still caught up in this dumb I have to have a career thing, but they're trying to find a guy that's going to get them out of their career, and the only way that they can do that is through dating apps. So that's the only time I've seen pretty women on dating apps, is the ones that are still trying to prove something by not using their looks to come up and work in a real job. But yeah, everything else you're saying is 100% true. I just think that, once again, enough of these women, they're going to have the initial fear, but then those lonely, cold nights are going to add up, and they're going to be back out there taking the risk.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. A lot of these ugly women, if they just had a hoe phase and learned to gluck, they'd find some guy desperate enough to take it. So. But instead, they're on the app, ruining the hot people's chances. So Bria says, trying to smash leftover old fat gets you on the T app. Leave them in the dust. Don't stick your male chicken in crazies. I got passports after a mid-girlfriend. Yeah, no, I'm serious, because what happens is, at some point, the men are just like, this girl's easy enough, cheap enough, and she's good enough in bed, or whatever they're looking for. So if you ever see a girl like that's dating a guy that's like 2 or 3 points above her, and you're like, how did she pull that off? She was probably just like a 5th round draft pick that just got promoted and worked her way up through good behavior, work ethic, discipline.
Yeah, she kept consistently showing up, man.
Yeah.
Showing up with her mouth shut, she's bearing gifts every time she came over. She never came to his house empty-handed.
Yeah.
And always left this house with his freaking nuts drained. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
men do reward consistency. It's why, that some hookers end up getting wifed, and you think, like, why on earth? But, she was some guy's client for 10 years, and he's like, whatever. She's...
yeah. We actually have 2 callers. You want to take the last 2?
Yeah, that's fine. We can do 2 more.
Okay. Let me, these 2 will be now we have 3.
Yeah, men do reward. You could be a 5th round draft pick, and you most likely, 5th rounds don't become 1st round, but occasionally there's like a Steph Curry that happened to, right? I don't know sports, but where you're overlooked, and you just have a very good 3-point shot. You get passed up by a lot of teams. And eventually some coach gives her a chance. Go ahead.
Chaotic Truth, you there? Chaotic Truth, are you listening to the YouTube? Give him 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chaotic Truth, are you there? We can see you.
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you listening to us on YouTube?
Yeah, you can hear me. You can't see me.
We can see you, but look at the Zoom though, not YouTube.
Hello?
We can
Hey, how's it going?
I am. You can't see me?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. Am I in?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you.
Am I listening? What?
Have you been
Hold on for a second. Let me. I don't know why I can't hear you guys. Oh, am I good?
Yeah, can you hear us now?
I can hear you now. There we go. I can hear you. What's up?
Hey, how's it going? How are you?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. So what do you think of the topic? Have you ever been on the Are We Dating the Same Guys and the T app? And how do you think it'll affect dating? Feel free to answer one of those questions or both. Go ahead.
Listen, Pearl, I don't know what the T app is. I saw that you were live, and my apologies. Should I know what the T app is? What is the T app?
Sorry, buddy. Nope. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. We've been live for an hour and a half. If you want to do some research and come back on while we're still on, we can, but that's the topic of the show. So sorry. Next up, we have Daniel Belfield. We're letting you in here. Keep hitting that like button, guys. Thank you for all the super chats. Kenford Julian in the chat. Always good to see you, my friend. Daniel, are you there? Daniel, you have to unmute, buddy. Daniel, you have to unmute. Unmute. Daniel going once. Daniel going twice. And you're out.
Got a $10 super chat. I just dropped in Pearl from Carlin's channel doing research today. My daughters and I wanted to send some support and love. Thank you. This is a PG-13 conversation, so I hope they're over the age 13, maybe even 16, 18, This is, we talk about gluck here, so make sure they're appropriately aged.
and 2 ladies, Midwest Adventure, call in. What do you think about these Are We Dating the Same Guy groups and these apps? Call in and give us your opinion. It would be good to hear from you. Next up, we have Carter is coming in. Carter is coming in. Carter, are you there? Carter. Carter going once. Carter going twice. What is going on? Come on, guys, get it together, please. I see you guys in the waiting room here. Okay. Is this Matt, our brother from the great northern tundra? Matt, are you there? Matt.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Matt, how's it going? So, have you?
Not bad, not bad. How about you?
Good. So, have you been put on these dating sites at all, T? Are we dating the same guy? And how do you think it'll affect dating? Go ahead.
Well, very lucky for me. When the T app got leaked out to the public, I was able to run a script to make sure that I wasn't on it. So,
okay.
Lucky, I'm all in the clear. All in the clear.
Awesome.
Have I been banned on dating apps before? Well, I guess when Plenty of Fish was first kind of...
You got banned off of Plenty of Fish?
Don't forget that. Yes.
How?
Absolutely.
What'd you do? Date a couple women and they crashed out, or what?
Well, the kind of problem was I didn't want to be with a single mom. Okay. And there was one particular girl on there that was really persistent, who bugged me about, if a girl wanted to be a police officer, would you have a problem with that? And I was just like, I absolutely have a problem with that. Like, I detest police. I detest people wearing a uniform coming to ask me. And that didn't go over very well. And I got off, and I got the boot off the app there for many years ago. Now, like I said, the technology has changed over the past 15 years. So it's different then, but I was able to worm my way back into it. I'm really good with technology, but some of this stuff.
Maybe you can offer a service to get men back on the dating apps that have been banned.
Well,
we should.
Well, like I said, just learn the art of virtual machining. Sorry, go ahead, Doug.
We should have connected you with the guy that was here earlier that got banned off of Hinge and Bumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had some trouble on, what was it? Oh, eHarmony too. I had it a long time ago when eHarmony first came out. Got myself tossed off of that one too. Like I said, all I keep dealing with is somehow single moms that were lying and not telling them that they had children in the background. I'm like, I don't want that shit.
Because here's the thing, single mothers, they don't even put that they have kids on their profile anymore. I went out with a girl one time that I met online, and we were talking for a week, and then we went out on a date, and then she told me at dinner she had 4 kids.
Holy
I was
shit.
like, what? She's like, yeah, I have 4 kids.
I had a guy do that to me once. I felt the same way.
Unbelievable.
But the best part about it means that guys are waking up, man. Like, single father, stepdaddy season is over.
I don't know. This was like a couple years ago, but he told me on like a few dates in that he had 4 children. You know what the worst part? It was like 2 were adopted, but they sent them back to the countries. 'Cause, him and the wife broke up or something. And I just remember looking at him and being like, that is worse. You sent them back.
There's this popular YouTube family, it was a wife and kids, and then they had millions of subs, and they adopted this kid from China.
My gosh, yeah, I remember this. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he had a bunch of delays. So they did the whole, he's coming. Oh my God, we're gonna be parents again. We're gonna give him such a good life, and they had him all over. This is what happens when you use kids for clout. But then he was more disabled than they initially let on. So they all of a sudden the kid disappeared from their YouTube videos, and people started asking questions, and they said, well, we had to send him back because it was affecting the rest of our family and blah blah. Yeah, they got canceled.
Wow.
Yeah, because she got the kid for clout. Whenever they start adopting kids from random countries, I just know the woman's running that show, because there's just no way a guy would wake up and say, do you know what I want to do today? I want to adopt a kid from the other side of the world that I have no affinity to, And that not only that is going to be a huge responsibility, a lot of work, because I can't see men really do it. Like when men adopt, it was kind of the situation my family was in, where my dad, it was like someone we knew. And so they like took it, but like men just don't want to do that for like strangers that they don't know, Go ahead.
That's why I hear these buzzer beaters, these women that are 35, 36, 37, they're just like, I'll just adopt. It's like, you can't get along with a man without a kid. Now you think you're going to adopt a child. If a woman adopts a child in her mid-30s, if a single woman adopts a child, period, she's going to be alone for the rest of her life. That's it. She's cooked.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, Matt,
Absolutely. I do absolutely agree with that too.
A couple. Now we have a full call line, so we're going to move on to the next caller. But always good talking to you, man.
Yeah, take care.
Have a good one. Okay, I asked the two ladies Midwest Adventures to call in, and now they are coming in. Two ladies, Midwestern Adventures. Are you there? You're on mute. They're probably listening to the YouTube stream. Two ladies, Midwest Adventures. Oh, you're on mute, but that's not a lady.
Saying you have kids is like saying you have herpes, HIV, and some random disease you never heard of. I think herpes is worse than a kid.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I would think, but
yeah, go ahead.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you doing, Pearl? I've been following you actually for years.
Well, thanks for watching and thanks for calling in. What are your thoughts on the topic? Have you ever been on one of those sites? And if, or how do you think it's going to affect dating? Go ahead.
Honestly, I haven't been on those sites. I kind of some of your other topics you covered on the other channels. I pretty much gave up on the dating thing altogether. I'm one of those guys I'm through with it. I have 2 teenage daughters. I want to keep them kind of safe from all this other craziness that's going out there, and I'm doing my best as a single parent. How is it going to affect people in the dating in the future? Oh my God. I mean, sometimes I think, people are going to find out and they need to be held accountable for their own actions. And I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody makes mistakes, but when they go on there and they go talking like that, they throw it out there for the world to see, and they should know that. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, if you put anything out there, you best be prepared to let your mom and dad see it or anybody else at some point, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So do you think that do you think for the men on the apps, it's going to be good for them? Like more women will approach them and like, it's almost like a badge of honor. Or do you think it's going to harm them in the long run?
Kind of look at, for the men in general, it kind of really depends. I mean, honestly, to me, it's kind of like their energy levels. If they have a higher energy level, they'll fall off their shoulders like water, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But where you have some of the weaker men, I mean, it could destroy them. I mean, we got enough. You don't know me from a hill of beans, but I mean, I've been a school bus driver for almost 2 decades, and I've seen how this affects the younger kids. And for me, that's what's more devastating, seeing how it's affecting the younger men. And just for years upon years, I mean, I'm watching them. I do my best to bring them up and give them enough support where they can feel good enough about themselves. Because, I mean, I know for a fact I had 2 young men, I've saved their lives in my life, where I went out of my way to be kind enough to them and give them a little stepping up to where they can pull through some hard times where they got caught off guard. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a rough world out there for young men.
Yeah. Could you maybe provide more insight, like specific stories and things that you've seen over like the past 20 years and how, because what age are the kids on your bus? Is it like
I have from elementary to high school.
Okay. So have you seen like the gender dynamics different, like less couples in high school, or like what have you seen? Go ahead.
You want one of the worst horror stories I ever have?
Yeah, sure. Sure. Go ahead.
Well, this is probably about 2 years or 3 years before the pandemic. But I had middle school student. This would be probably, probably between 10 to 14 years old. I had a middle school student, young lady, who is telling other young ladies on the bus how she is planning on getting pregnant by another young man in her school so she could get on welfare and take care of her family and do just what her mom does. And I was like, oh my God, I got to warn every young man on this bus not to mess with any of these girls.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was so scary to me. I mean, I actually worked with the principal, and thank God I had a very good principal at the time, to where I actually created a program. I can't even think of the full mission of the program, but now it's been multiple years. But I spent 5 minutes a day every morning before I let those kids off of that bus to give them better steps in how to improve their lives. And the route I took was actually an extreme route where we had multiple bus drivers that were either fired or quit because it was so out of control. I dealt with some young adults that really needed a lot of love and compassion, and there wasn't a day that went by where I wasn't being cursed at or put down or spit at, I had multiple fights on my bus. But I knew what I was getting into. I was a therapeutic foster parent before, and I dealt with children with extreme behavioral issues. So, I had a lot of training, so I didn't walk into it completely blind either, but it wasn't for the meek. But with what the young men are facing in concerns to this app, there's a lot of kids out there that are in high school and that are acting like they're young adults and getting on these there. And I'd hate to see more young men, because stuff like with the phones and technology in general, one little clip or video of something goes around the school so fast now. You got kids that are talking about killing themselves in a matter of a day because something was put down and put out in such a way where they're so embarrassed they don't want to ever go back.
Have you seen, what kind of videos have gone viral that you've seen?
Oh, I can't really go into too many details because that'd get me in trouble as a school bus driver. But the gist of it, some of it's pretty bad. Yeah. A lot of it's more of humiliation where someone feels injured, or it's like a lot of them are in little cliques and that. And then if you violate the women, the young ladies are worse amongst each other though than the young men are, honestly, where it's like they're competing amongst each other. Who is this or who has that, or I have a higher status, and if you're not of that status, you need to be down here, and I'm going to keep you down there. But you may be familiar with that, being younger than me by any means.
Yeah.
Some of that hasn't changed for years, but with the technology has kind of exacerbated it. With my own daughters, neither one of them has cell phones, and I limit their computer use as it is. And just last year, I actually pulled them both out of school, and I'm homeschooling my daughters now in between.
Okay.
Cool.
All
right.
That's another subject altogether, but honestly, for a lot of young men right now, the biggest advice I could give to any of them is don't worry about dating until you're older and you get yourself settled in. And then once you're settled in, then take your time and date wisely. If they're not compatible with you, tell them, be honest up front and don't be afraid, because if you don't set the standards and boundaries early on, you're asking for pain and suffering later on in your life.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate the insight. Okay.
Oh, no problem. Well, Pearl, thank you. And thank you for also stopping by Carlin's a few times too. Like I said, I originally was going to jump in here and give you some love and jump out, but thank you for letting me speak for a few minutes, and lots of love to y'all.
Thanks for calling in. That girl was not an exception. Stop assuming women had any innocence in them. They all will have high body counts. So don't tie your worth to how they react. Instead, build your own potential. What's a low body count to you guys? I've done a hierarchy of body counts. Men seem to think it's a lot when it's over 10. You guys are going to have to adapt, because that's what's on the menu is whores. So
guys, come on.
Like,
if your girl's been to a major university, It's 25 at least.
I mean, let's just start. I just want the guys to start doing math. It's like, okay, she started at 16, sometimes younger, but let's benefit of the doubt, say 16. You met her at 33 and you think she's banged 10 guys. Okay.
Yeah.
You're either naive or just okay.
Yep.
Every time a guy tells me that his girlfriend or wife is different, she's always conveniently out of state or like just moved. I'm like, wow, that's super convenient. Where was she? Like, did you know her her whole life? No? Wow.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
We'll let Zek M.
Yes.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. How you doing, Pearl?
I'm good. So were you posted on the T app?
No, but I'm a victim of the feminist conservative women adopting kids from the other side of the world.
Sorry. Wait, so was it your ex-wife or something?
Oh no, my adopted mother and my brother were adopted, and maybe about the first year and a half or so, she paraded us around the town, around the city to kind of, hey, everybody, I've got kids and stuff.
Did she divorce your adoptive dad?
No, but as I'm growing up more, I'm realizing that my adoptive father may be a simp.
Yeah.
Like no disrespect.
Conservative, we have to assume.
Yeah, fair enough. Because
conservative guys, the baseline is simping. I'll die on the hill that liberal men are less simpy than conservative men. I'll die on this hill because liberal men at least aren't naive. They're like, let's just do an open relationship. And I'm not saying you should do that, but they at least adapt. Or the conservative men are like, my wife would never. And I'm like, really? Never. Sorry.
It comes down to, are you going to have a wife nag and yell and scream at you and you're a liberal guy, you're smashing women on the side, or you have an open relationship? Or are you going to have your wife yell and scream and nagging you and be a conservative guy and not get any sex at all? That's pretty much what it boils down to.
Yeah, that's just about it. I was kind of growing up, I was kind of raised by babysitters, and then my brother was raised by the government because my adopted mother kind of was reluctant to be a wife or a mother and raise us enough. She had her own job, and she does still, but there's no relationship between us and them because we never really build that because they were always working so much and never really cared for, children.
So were you you said you went back to your adoptive mother?
Well, I'm living here in Indiana now and they live in New Mexico, but she often tries to reach out and wants me to come visit her. But this is what I think the feminist movement doesn't tell them is, hey, you neglected your children years ago. You can't just ask them to show up in your life for Thanksgiving when you've never had a relationship.
Yeah.
And one of the best parts I can tell, here's the thing. When you become an adult and your parents aren't paying your bills, you don't owe them anything, man. You just don't. And it's good to see that you're living that. 'Cause a lot of people, but that's especially women try the same sons, especially, that's your mother. And you need to, I don't care. If she's toxic, she's toxic. Sorry.
So is it that emotional manipulation that I'm seeing that women are using to kind of guilt men and shame them into doing things that naturally men aren't supposed to do or humans don't do?
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is that the fathers will marry these wench of women's and they make it the kid's problem. Like, how is it the kid's problem that you married a crazy woman?
Well said, Pearl.
Yeah.
Before Mother's Day, my adopted dad called me to remind me to reach out to my adopted mother. As if he didn't, I would have probably forgot because there's no relationship and the father has to force the kids to remember to call their mother that neglected them.
Yeah, I mean, the relationship should just happen naturally. because like the way it usually happens with fathers.
Yep.
Where they don't nag you to call them. They're like, call, don't call, I don't care. Like, it's always the mother. Cool. Doug MPA, you got anything else for him?
Just what area were you adopted? You don't have to say like, you know.
It's fine. I'm adopted from Liberia, a country that America gave to the slaves to go back to. But
what race were your parents?
Blue eye, blonde hair, from New York.
Classic. Well,
right there.
Yeah. So you were like a clout kid, huh? Were you on her Facebook? I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah. Up until I stopped showing up to family photos and kind of started speaking my mind enough, they're just like, we don't want to be disturbed on our beliefs and things. And I'm like, well, fair enough.
All
right.
Stay strong, man.
Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Always good to you.
You guys have a good one. I'm listening to you guys once in a while, Pearl. You are doing some good stuff. There's, battles going on with the different people with all the media stuff. But if you can get Nick Fuentes on your podcast, that would be something different for people for sure.
Well, he's been on before and it cost me a lot of money, so I'm probably going to hold off. But
my apologies. I might have missed that one then.
That's all right. You can find it. It's on Rumble, I think. So thanks for calling in.
You guys have a good one.
Yeah. Cool. And we'll take, because I think we're at 2 hours and some odd. We'll take two more. We'll bring up the Rick. You're up next. Guys, make sure to keep liking the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for all the super chats. You guys have been doing great tonight. Thanks for everyone in the YouTube chat. Really appreciate it. And thank you for everyone in the Audacity chat. Rick, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, man?
Hey, Rick. How's it going?
Wonderful. And you? Thank you very much for having me on, Miss Pearl. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So have you been on the T app, the Are We Dating the Same Guy app, or Facebook groups? And how do you think those groups will affect dating? Go ahead.
All right. So as a married man who had to deal with all the bullshit and trouble from dating, I think that it's going to make it worse because it's going to scare men away from even talking to women. It's going to make them feel like anything they say or do is going to get them chastised. And what it also does is all T-app to me is a echo chamber of hand planets that could never land a real man or could never really do anything with their life. So they feel they want to set red flags or they want to put something else down on men to put them down and make themselves feel better. You had said earlier, one of your guests did, that if it was on the other foot, it would cause a lot of stir, like, oh my God, I can't believe men are doing that. So I think it's going to cause a lot of friction. And I think that the more attention that they gave that, it's going to be worse. But if you look at the creatures that was on there, I mean, that goes to show you the level of it. My wife and I have been married for 11 years, and she is Hmong, Hmong. It's a very traditional Asian culture. And when I met her, I had to break her from that, like I own her. It's very male driven. So I don't, after 11 years, I still have to tell her, what do you want to do? It's up to you. I don't own you, right? I still have to do that with her. And I'm a very blessed man to have her, but it's the exact opposite, so I see a lot of men who just, there's just normal dudes with no game, I mean, they didn't, most men aren't growing up with fathers. They're not growing up with brothers. And you got that one type of guy that grows up in a house full of women that is already shy approaching them, so I think it's going to cause a lot of damage where men don't have a fair chance as it is now. And it's going to make it worse for the dudes who do want to. I mean, look at what they were saying already to that one guy I saw on another channel earlier. He had worked at Olive Garden, like really, really briefly with a couple of females, and they were calling him gay because he wasn't into them. Like, of course, sweetheart, just because I don't like you, that means I'm a homosexual, right? Right. So that's the kind of echo chamber thought process it was having in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
It's sad that when you look at the direction that we're going, right? As of now, like taking the Hmong people, for instance, like a lot of the women are waking up because the men had such a free ride where they would just have to work and the woman would have to stay home. And take care of the kids and go to college and do all these things. But it's flipping where the women are like rebelling, you know what I mean? And going, nope, 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 we gonna go do what we want. And the men gotta go take their 3-4 jobs. And the Hmong women are actually divorcing men now, right? They're actually walking away from them. So I feel like how the T app applies to that was I saw Hmong people on there. My buddy had ran a script and we were looking through it just to see who we'd find. And we saw a lot of women that, you know, because I spent a lot of time in Alaska before and a lot of time in Washington, Idaho. I traveled a lot, California. So I saw a lot of people that we had knew on there, and they were in the exact same spot where I have gotten married. I have a daughter. I'm expecting my second, my son in 2 months. So
congratulations.
You know, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And seeing, you know, that I have grown and evolved. All of these people are still in the exact same spot in the same cesspool, spewing the same garbage. You know what I mean? It's like, when are people going to grow up, and when are people going to be able to stop being so self-absorbed? You know, like Miss Pearl, I saw the tip of my hat to you a few years ago when my wife and I seen you before you did the Tate interview. And I said, man, this girl's really going out here and spitting against everything that a lot of women don't like. You know, it's like, it's not this tea party, for lack of better terms, that everybody thought it was. And now that the truth is being shown of how ugly it is and what loneliness does to a person, I mean, what can we really do out of that? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's going to make it a lot worse unless we all grow the fuck up and start taking responsibility for our actions. And I mean, I'm a -2 in my book. I don't look all that good. And I will always feel like my wife is an 11, but you know, if I was in a dating pool now, I would just stay home and play Skyrim, bro. Or I would do everything for my business now, because I would hate to be involved with everybody. I'm sorry,
says, Hmong women are good. Don't introduce them to the strong, independent women culture. Learned it from my Hmong friend couple.
Yes, Hmong women are the most loyal. Yeah, it's Hmong. So the Hmong people are what were in Vietnam. They actually separated from China about 2,000 years ago. They invented gunpowder. So Chinese people were like, congratulations, you're Chinese. And they went to the southeastern mountain ranges of Asia. And so when America invaded Vietnam, the CIA actually recruited the Hmong people to work for them. And so after the war, a soldier started sponsoring Hmong people due to the persecution that was going on in Vietnam, right? So they brought their heavily male-dominated culture over here. And so at 8 years old, women are taken from basically the family by their mother. They're taught to cook, clean, and serve to be a good wife, because once she is sold with a dowry, you know, someone purchased her, she can never return. So, I mean, me and my wife and I have had hell. Like, we moved from Alaska to back home to my home state of Louisiana to get away from her family due to how much it was like, no, you married a white guy. You can't do that. No, you can't wear pants. No, you can't do these things. You're supposed to own her. Like, I've literally had her brother tell me, slap her.
That's
right. Yeah, I mean, and they not men, and the type of dude that came from, get this, Miss Pearl, this dude they all in their 30s. They live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and mommy is 70 years old and takes care of them and their kids, because that's how the Hmong women are brought up to be. You know, and when I met my wife, I zinged. She had a aura around her, and I was just like, done. If we ain't married, I'm done. I ain't marrying nobody else. And it turned out to be great. I'm a very blessed man. You know, we're a team. I'm not perfect, neither is she, but damn, I'm a lucky ass dude that I don't have to deal with it. No Instagram, no Facebook, no friends, no I want this or that. I mean, she loved me when I was broke, and now I'm not saying that we're rich, but we're fairly wealthy and we have a good step on life. And she was with me before, and now she's got it, forever. So yeah, the Hmong women are good, but they're starting to wake up. The Western culture starting to get to a lot of them. So whoever said that, too late. It ain't my fault.
Cool. Well, thanks for calling in. Call in anytime, okay?
Thank you. You're welcome, Miss Pearly. You be blessed and keep up the good fight, all right?
Thank you.
Okay, we'll do one more. We'll do Lyndon is up next. Lyndon, are you there? We can see you. Your camera's on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Welcome to the show. So what are your thoughts on the topic? Have you ever been on one of the T app? Are we dating the same guy pages, and how do you think they'll affect dating? Go ahead.
I think that I've never been on the T app. I gave up on online dating, but I'm amazed that this passed the Apple developer terms of service, or or the Android terms of service. This just proves to me that they're captured, and that there's liberals working inside.
It's too much money. We make 80% of consumer buying decisions, and you can sell to the richest, fattest women in dating. Of course they're going to pass that. Women, like the most easily influenced. Yeah, they're going to pass that. Go ahead.
And so I heard this figure the other day, like that soon is going to be like big news, that 70% of all women, including married women, have a backup plan. That means they have a dude in the background waiting for for the relationship to fail, or whenever they're going to bounce, even married women. So women are just massively, for the most part, worse in Western society than men. That's a horrible stat. So I'm waiting for the male version of the T app.
We're not going to do it.
It'll never happen because men don't go. You guys don't go looking for bad stuff. You don't want to ruin a good thing.
We know how to take L's. We know how to be. We know how to take rejection. All of us remember our first heartache. If you got divorced, you remember. We still have a good percentage of men who can get child support and alimony from their ex-wives don't get alimony and child support. You think we're going to develop an app and say bad things about women we've dated? It's just not going to happen, dude. It's not.
Yeah, well, I mean, you kind of wish that it would, though, So, yeah, you're right. We wouldn't even look it up. There's just too many simps around. They are too desperate. I guess I need to find a hung woman somewhere.
You could look up hong events, like the events for that culture, like meetups, and just happen to be there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Pearl. Thanks for calling in. Call it anytime.
Oh, and that is everybody.
Cool. We had some great calls today, guys. Good job. Thank you to the audience for the most part, everyone stayed on topic. No one rambled on too long. Everyone said what they had to say, so we can move on and do a lot of callers. So I appreciate when you guys, we had less sound issues today, which is great. Right? Doug MPI, we had a lot less than normal.
Yeah, we had a couple that couldn't get their audio connected, but it is getting better though. And then, we're slowly going to transition to people having their camera on. So we prefer if you have your camera on. If you don't, especially with certain subjects, like on Fridays, we don't expect you to have your camera on Fridays. But, there's going to be a time where everyone is going to be required to have their camera on. That's going to be coming soon. So just if you could have your camera on, we'd really appreciate that.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. Oh, also, guys, Tuesday, we're going to pick up the learning community again. So if you go to the audacitynetwork.com or pearlinvite.com, you can book a call to potentially learn all the ins and outs of YouTube. I could save you thousands of hours of time, effort, energy if you want to start a YouTube channel. We also have dating, financial advice on there. I basically, it's a one-time payment, and I love interviewing people. I've just always been curious. And I know for life, I'm going to bring on smart, intelligent men onto the channel. And we're just going to build a really cool live stream platform on the website where you can directly ask them questions and stuff. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. The earlier you come on, the more you can influence what we get. So if you want, sign up. If not, I understand too. Thank you, Doug, too.
Go to the Audacity Network because I think there's a super chat there.
Oh, okay. Let me go see.
Scroll up.
Okay, let me just refresh it. What a blast tonight. Fun. Thank you. And you get unlimited super chats on the website. So if you put Pearl Read and then 2 dots, I read anything you put. So Well, thanks so much, guys, for watching. Please make sure you like the video on your way out and subscribe to the channel. Doug MPA, any final thoughts?
Nope. I said my final thoughts. I told you the cuffing season's coming up. So get ready. I don't think that women are going to be able to advertise that they're reaching out to guys to bring to Thanksgiving and New Year's, but they're going to, man. So keep it cool until around October and November, and they're going to come knocking, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys. Like the video, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.